Welcome back to Ben Rants. And when I was a kid, people had to actually put effort into getting lots of money. Well, I can't believe they did it, folks. They made a third Fred movie. My jaw dropped to the underworld when I saw this on my DirecTV guide. Now, this meant one of two things. First, I was going to have to watch it because I know my fans love watching me suffer, and two, I was going to suffer. I know I'm in for something only the devil himself can create. I mean, come on, it's Fred, the human chipmunk. I expect nothing more from something he's in. This is going to be painful, so I'm going to try hard not to blow my brains out. Remember, I said try. So, get ready to be wanting to burn down Nick's studios more than you've ever wanted to. Here is my rant on Fred 3, Camp Fred. Okay, so this movie starts out with Fred waking up and he starts singing. Didn't take long, did it? So, Fred sings about how it's the last day of school. Fred conveniently has chorus boys stashed in his house who help him sing. Fred's mom then walks in and interrupts him. Hello, favorite character. She then walks out. Goodbye, favorite character. And Fred starts singing again. Oh, come on! Just end it already! Do you producers honestly think that we want to hear Fred sing? We don't! And it's a real slap in the face to give Fred his own big chorus musical number. It's like if Disney was... No, wait, it's nothing like Disney. It sucks! Hard! During the song, Fred screeches about how happy he is it's almost summer. There's one point of the song where he starts stomping on the school's meatloaf, yelling, Die! 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 It's a hunk of ground up cow meat. It's already dead. You idiot. So, after 3 minutes of screeching that would make a chalkboard blush, it turns out Fred is just having a daydream. That's right, folks. This big musical number with terrible singing and horrible music made no progression in the plot and had no point whatsoever. Son of a bitch! I apologize, folks. I had to cut myself off because that made me so mad that I sweared like a sailor's version of a sailor. I think I invented a few new swear words too. So anyway, the last day of school ends and Fred's walking home with the hot girl. Hello, new favorite character. Fred talks about how much he's happy to go to camp called Camp Superior, which is supposed to be the best camp ever. Actually, Fred, I've heard so much praise about Camp Arawak. It's full of great food, a nice big lake, and counselors that don't molest children whatsoever. Of course, some say that a killer named Angela goes there, but that's a load of hooey. Go on, Fred. Go to Camp Arawak. Go now! Sadly, I'm not writing this movie, so Fred isn't going to a slasher movie camp. Anyway, the girl Fred's walking with says that things won't be the same without him. Yeah, life will actually be worth living. So, Fred goes home. Oh, and that girl he was walking with, we never see her again. Goodbye, new favorite character. So, Fred arrives home and his stuff is all packed up and ready to go. However, Fred's mom is a cheapskate and signed him up for another camp. Fred then passes out and dies, and the doctors are unable to revive him. Wow, that was one short movie. I'm surprised they killed the main character so quickly. I'm surprised they killed him at all. Oh well, that's 1/2 an hour of my time that I don't have to waste. I'm going to go do something productive with my time, like watching Garfield and Friends. Friends are there to help you get started, to give you a push on your way. Friends are there to turn you around, get your feet on the ground for a brand new day. You know what the sad part is? That's not the ending! No! It was just another stupid daydream Fred was having! Gosh freaking dang it! So, anyway, the camp that Fred's mom signed him up for is Camp I Wanna Pee-Pee. You know, even I'm offended by the fact that they think kids are dumb enough to find that funny. I'm even more offended by the fact that they're right. Fred's mom comforts him until the bus arrives. The bus driver says that he's sorry he's late. He almost drove the bus into a ravine. Fred's mom, being the horrible parent she is, doesn't think that statement is enough to stop her son from going to camp, so she shoves him in the bus and the bus drives away. Fred then proceeds to screech for 30 seconds. Why is everything going black? So, Fred arrives at camp and we meet the head counselor, Floyd, played by Tom Arnold, the star of such comedy classics as The Stupids and Big Bully. Tom introduces the campers to the camp, and he says that the campers could call him several names, and he says Pink Floyd is one of the suggestions. I think that joke just gave me cancer. So, Fred starts to ask if the camp has any fun things, and the counselor says that they have a 3-legged horse. I think I know what that horse is thinking. Please kill me. I'm in a made-for-TV kids movie. So, later that day, Fred meets some new friends. One who's a geek, one who's fat, one who eats a lot, and one who digs. Wow, it didn't take much for me not to care about these characters. Anyway, to give us a break from the stupidity, this girl walks in. Hello, nurse! Hey, looks like I found my new favorite character. Oh great, now she's not going to be important to the plot. Wait, what plot? So, after all the boys go googly-eyed over the nurse, out of nowhere, the fat friend burps and everybody laughs. That's grade A comedy right there! No, it's not. Anyway, Fred finds out the camp has a 1A trophies at the annual summer camp games. Floyd then has faith that a strong kid named Hugh will lead them to victory. Yeah, I already know how this is going to turn out. So, Fred then goes searching for his cabin when he runs into the lost sequel to Deliverance. Fred runs away, but the old man was just going to give him a map to his cabin, and his name is Scary Larry. His mother must have really hated him to give him a name like Larry. So, Fred finds his cabin and settles in, and later that night, tries to tunnel out. Why can't he just use the door? I'm sure it'll make less noise. Anyway, Fred buries through the ground and ends up on the other side of the cabin, but he is stopped by the counselors who have guns. Sheesh! These counselors are packing! So, as punishment for trying to escape, they cut Fred up and serve him in the gruel. Whoa! I didn't see that ending coming. Well, I guess this means Fred's dead. I don't have to deal with him anymore. Anyway, this movie went on longer than usual, but at least it ended before we saw the trademark stupidity these movies are known for. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to go listen to Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. Breathe, breathe in the air. Don't be afraid to care. Leave, but don't leave me. Look around, choose your own ground. You know what sucks? That's not the ending either! It's another stupid daydream by Fred! Oh, for the love of corn! Stop making this character die if you're not going to actually kill him! Quit filling me with false hope! What's that? You want Fred to be dead? Too bad, he's not! Got your hopes up, didn't we? As this movie sadly continues, Fred wakes up at home and Fred's mom is Scary Gary. Fred then wakes up again at camp. What the truck is the point of all these dreams? This isn't Inception, dang it! So, the next morning, Floyd is making the morning announcements, and one of them is that the lake still has nuclear waste in it. I wonder how that got past the environmentalists. Fred then walks around wanting to see his dad, and all of a sudden, John Cena comes out of an abandoned fridge. Cena then proceeds to beat up his son. I guess child abuse is legal in this weird little universe Fred lives in. So, Cena gives Fred advice and goes back into the fridge, possibly to find his paycheck for this 1-minute cameo. Fred then rants about how much his life sucks at camp, and he starts crying. His friends find him, so he rubs his tears off his face by using poison ivy, which causes him to have to see... Hello, nurse! Well, the eye candy doesn't last long as it cuts to nighttime where Floyd is telling... stories. Yeah, they're not scary stories, they're just stories. Come on, Twilight Sparkle told scarier stories than these. So, Scary Gary tells a story about a person, played by Fred for some reason, got beheaded by a monster called the Crocabaramoose. Why do I have a feeling that this thing is going to come up again in a dumb scene that has no point to the plot? The next day, Fred writes a letter to his mom and he suspects something's up with the camp. But due to there being no mail at the camp, Fred has to tie his letter to a mouse and slingshoot it through the air. I guess animal cruelty is legal in that universe too. So, here's Fred's theory about the camp. The counselors are turning the kids' brains into Swiss cheese to feed to Floyd, who Fred thinks is a mouse monster. Kinda like how Mickey Mouse runs Disney. Fred then goes looking for food and finds berries which he eats, and they cause him to hallucinate. In his hallucination, Fred thinks he's a fascist dictator who orders his fans to... Oh, sorry, I'm getting this confused with the bear movie. In Fred's hallucination, he runs into the Croc-a-Bear-a-Moose. Hey, could you kill Fred? We've only seen him die twice in this movie, so 3 times is a charm. No, that doesn't happen. The following scene is quite possibly the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Ever. Guess what Fred does with the rejected Pokemon? He raps with it. I'm not kidding. And you know what adds injury to even bigger injury? This scene doesn't have anything to do with the rest of the movie. It was absolutely pointless. Fuck! Sorry about that. Now, let's finish this movie before I kill somebody else. So, Fred pukes and he has to stay in bed for the rest of the day. At night, Fred's friends take him to a secret underground club that's really fun. If I gave a crap, I would actually be happy Fred's happy. The next day, an explosive firework is delivered to the camp. Wait, they get deliveries of fireworks, but they don't send out letters or get letters back? What sense does that make? You know what? Screw it. So, Fred and his friends launch the explosive and blow up the outhouse. Oh man, I can't wait to see them get punished for this. In the next scene, Fred and his friends are talking about the summer camp games and, hey, what the truck? What about them blowing up the outhouse? Aren't they getting punished for it? No. Are you freaking kidding me? How in the shell do you not get punished for blowing up a trucking outhouse? Are you telling me that Bart Simpson gets in trouble for spray painting on the wall of Springfield Elementary, but Fred gets to blow up a freaking outhouse and he gets off scot-free? Fuck! I apologize again, folks. It's just that this movie is making me so angry that the body count in the corner of my room is getting bigger than usual. So, at lunchtime, Fred is saying that Camp I Want a Pee-Pee doesn't stand a chance against Camp Superior in the summer camp games, and he doesn't want to compete. That is until he finds out Kevin is the leader of Camp Superior, and they have a pointless dance-off together, and Fred signs up for the games. Camp I Want a Pee-Pee wins. I'm calling it. So, on the day of the games, Kevin says Fred's going to watch him win the trophy. Here's Fred's response to that. It's not going to be me watching you win the trophy. It's going to be you watching me win that trophy. That doesn't even make any sense. You know what? Screw it. Please continue. So, the games start, and Fred accidentally injures Hugh, the strong kid from earlier who we only saw for 1 second. When asked what happened, Fred lies and said Hugh injured himself. Fred, being the lying optimist that he is, still thinks that his camp has a chance. However, Camp Superior wins the first round. That night, Fred boosts morale by saying Camp I Want a Pee-Pee is best at being the worst. So, you could call the camp the Troll 2 of camps, but that would be referencing a better movie to this one. And we don't want to do that, now do we? So, the next day, Camp I Want a Pee-Pee wins several contests, and the final contest is a singing contest. Fred's friends think they're screwed, but then Fred says, "You're looking at the greatest singer in the world." That's it! I'm wrapping this up before I kill somebody and regret it. Okay, so Camp Superior sings, and then Camp I Want a Pee-Pee sings. Kevin had a gruel shooter set up to shoot when Camp I Want a Pee-Pee was singing, but it backfires on him. Camp I Want a Pee-Pee wins, and Fred's mom picks him up, and he goes home to make more crappy movies like this one! This movie isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. No, I'm kidding! It friggin' sucks! I mean, good gosh! I had no idea they could surpass the first movie in stupidity level, but I wasn't thinking clearly. This movie has so many pointless scenes, so many dumb jokes, and so many messed up moral values that it makes it feel like a parody of a kid's movie. An unfunny, migraine-inducing, pain-causing parody of a kid's movie. It sucks, and it sucks more. The person who directed it should be arrested for causing brain damage. The company who made it should go bankrupt. And the network who aired it should be repenting on its deathbed. If there's one movie that could cause World War III, it's this movie. Truck this movie. Anyway, I'm Ben, and I'm signing out. I need to go get chemotherapy.
You know you're a cute little heartbreaker.